I thought you were going to finish your first year undefeated, but apparently no. After 13 games, first taste of conference play over the weekend, 12-1, 3-1. I'm sure the bus ride was pretty pleasant coming back.
It was. I'm not happy with 3-1, knowing that we could have been 4-0. That second game on Friday, I take complete blame for it. I learned my lesson, and I didn't make that mistake on Saturday as far as the change in the pitching circle. We should have finished it out for Lizzie, and we didn't do that. So, again, lesson learned. But I'm happy to walk away 3-1, and I just know that in the future that I need to utilize who I have on the bench when I can.
The offense has been outstanding. The pitching right now, I know it's going to come, but definitely the offense getting the pitchers out of trouble. I know that you want to see those ERAs come down.
Of course, and we keep telling those pitchers, hey, listen, it'll come. You'll settle down. But right now, it's our hitting, and they're trusting in our offense to help them put some runs on the board if they struggle with their innings. Obima, she's not the Obima she was last year right now, but she's working. She'll get there. Lizzie, like I said, it was great to see. I'm glad she's pitching like she is now. I didn't expect it this quickly because she wasn't here during the fall. Maddie's young. She'll find her groove. She'll find what works for her. And hopefully it'll all come together and we'll have pitching and offense at the end of the year. But right now, you're right. 30 home runs. I wasn't expecting, and I'm not hoping to win every game by a home run. I've tried to stress to these girls that we can't rely on that. We need base runners. We kind of set a goal at the beginning of the year what our on-base percentage would be, not what our home runs would be. And we've got a good on-base percentage, and right now we're setting that. We're right at that goal, but I want to maintain that, and the home runs will come as long as we've got the right swing, but we can't be pushing for them.
How important was it to compete in that Vegas tournament, going into conference play, going on a long road trip? And I'm sure you'd like to have some home games, but just being on the road, you feel like it kind of got for the new players, kind of like a taste of softball, especially on the road.
Well, what I like first of all about the Vegas tournament is that I'm playing people who aren't regional play, or people that I could see any day by traveling down to Sonoma or Monterey. When I go to that tournament, I request to see people that are in our region but not in our conference. And it's really just a good taste to see what's out there and let these girls know that what they're up against outside of the CC2A. And it gave, it gives the upperclassmen know, but it gave those freshmen just kind of an idea what they're getting into as far as the travel is concerned as well. We really stress our academics within the softball program. I know within the athletics department, but that's kind of the one thing that we sell when we're recruiting is, hey, we're going to take care of your academics. And for me to throw them, hey, here you go, here's a week right off the bat, it's kind of a shock to these freshmen, but we make sure we keep on track with that. But again, it's kind of nice, hopefully, that we're on the road at the beginning of the season, that we're not on the road at the end of the season, or as much near finals and midterms.
I'll ask you 2 more questions. At that San Bernardino series, after that tough loss, were you curious just how your team would respond after a loss like that?
I was very curious, and they responded just as I wanted to. I sat and had a team meeting the next morning with everybody and explained, kind of what Humboldt State's all about, our tradition, and we talked about it. And then they sat and had a conversation by themselves. They asked the coaching staff, hey, can you guys step away? And they sat and met. And it was nice just to have them, pretty much I wasn't paying attention, I wasn't listening on, but I could hear, listen, we're not going to take this. This is not how we play. And, they started off rough in that first game on Saturday, and I was like, all right, ladies, I could have sworn we weren't going to let this happen. And they're like, no, we got this, coach. We've got a long game. This is the only second inning. We got the whole game that we work with, and they definitely worked with it. They caught on fire, and they never looked back, especially with the offensive side of things.
Final question, on the road this week for your opponent. You watch video of them, or is it just basically, stats and kind of familiar with the players?
We don't really, in softball, we really don't do video. We try and go out and scout. With Monterey, I haven't had a chance to see him play. For example, with San Bernardino, they were in Vegas with us, so we got a chance, the coaching staff, to sit, take some notes, and watch a couple of their games. Monterey, we're going to go mostly off of what we saw last year, and then kind of take an educated guess off of their stats so far this year. And that's how we go about it, and just hope for the best. And we also go with what works for us. What are our strong points, and how are we going to beat them using our best stuff.